Hi everybody, and welcome to our series of webinars where we focus on new products and solutions, new functionality, process improvements, and also live training sessions. Today we are going to focus on making your life a little easier, speeding up some of those jobs in Unit4 Business World that just take time. I'm Tracy Adams, I'm Sales and Marketing Manager for Enbridge Consulting. And very shortly, our partners, Gcon4, will take us through some of those areas where Gcon4 MFL can really make a difference. We have Jon and Albert from Gcon4 joining us to take you through a demonstration. If you have any questions throughout the session, please do use your chat button and you can send us through any questions that you would like to answer either immediately or at the Q&A session at the very end. Before we go into the demonstration, for those of you that have not joined one of our webinars before, I would like to introduce you to Enbridge Consulting. We've been providing services since 2009, becoming a Unit4 partner in 2015. We provide a global implementation service and we have 3 offices, our HQ in Kent, our Bristol City Centre office which houses the managed ERP service, and also our Crawley office, which houses the e-learning and engaging learning services. I'd also like to give you an exclusive announcement to let you know that we are actually headline sponsors of the Unit4 conference next month. So we're super excited that we've been invited to become the platinum sponsors. So please come along and join us on stand at the customer conference for Unit4 Connect. Just to give us an idea for your reasons for joining us today, is there a particular aspect of Unit4 that you'd like to speed up, perhaps something that you wish to automate? Just pop into your chat box now some of those areas and we'll cover those off very shortly. I'd like to introduce our partners Gcon4. Albert and Jon will be providing the demonstration and scenarios to you very shortly. We are key UK and Ireland distributors for the MFL solution. And if you have any questions after the webinar, please do get in touch and we can answer those and provide you with further information. So without further ado, I am going to pass you over to Albert and Jon, who will take you through just some of those scenarios.
Hello. Okay, thank you, Tracy. Jon is going to share his screen. Okay. First of all, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you, Tracy, for the introductions. Okay, we will try to, I'm seeing that there is so many questions, we will try to address all of them during the presentation. Okay, so in terms of agenda, I will do a quick introduction on what is Gcon4 MFL for those people who never heard about it. Okay, and then Jon will help me to do a live demonstration on how MFL could speed up the data upload to Business World. Also, we'll show you some clear illustration on how it could reduce, okay, the time to perform data maintenance in Business World. And also, we'll show you how you could use MFL as an integration tool between UBW and any other third-party software. Let's get started. Why was Gcon4 MFL born? Well, basically, we have been working with Business World for more than 10 years, and we always find there was no tool available for the following key functionalities that we think are key in this sense, okay? So, for example, bulk data maintenance. I'm sure most of you need to do maintenance of roles, many type of maintenance of resources for the flexi fields, relations, and all that. And it's very annoying when you need to go one by one, you know, to do all this kind of data maintenance. So with MFL, you could do it in bulk manner, okay? Jon will show you some of the scenarios, okay? Of course, also allow you to do bulk of data upload directly. So in case you need to upload many document archives to your master files or to your transactions, you could do so with MFL. And also, it helps you to do integrations, okay, to automate integrations between Business World and any other third-party software. You will see that as well during the implementation. So, during the presentation, sorry. So, you will, basically, what we notice is that our customers actually are able to reduce the system maintenance time by 50% using our tool compared to what they were using before, okay? So what does it do? Basically, Gcon4 MFL covers the upload. When I say upload, I mean insert, but also update of master data, but also transactional data, together with all the relations, flexi fields, and even document archive in one single step. Okay, just 4 steps need to be done to use MFL. Okay, the first of course, you need to have your Unit4 Business World master file set up with all your flexi fields, relations, and document types. Okay, once that is available, okay, using Gcon4 MFL, you can generate Excel templates based on your configuration. Those Excel templates can be filled up by the users or by MFL itself by downloading data from the system itself and then doing the amendments you require. And finally, you just need to use MFL again to load the data from the Excel sheet. Okay, we will see that in a minute. Okay, in terms of current features for Gcon4 MFL 4.2, okay, we have divided them by work streams. You can see here all the elements that we are able to upload and do maintenance on. So roles, users, the link between roles and client, users and roles, all that stuff. Currency type, exchange rates. I heard there was somebody interested on exchange rate. Yes, we can upload exchange rate as well. System attributes value, any user-defined attribute. From finance perspective, well, accounts, UL transactions, AP transactions, AR transactions, fixed asset, depreciation books, posting types. From sales to cash, you have here customer groups, well, terms of delivery, products, units, well, whatever, all you have here. From procure to pay, we have suppliers, supplier groups, all that, those as well. From project management perspective, also project types, project work orders, projects, activities, job types, resource, project connection that normally is very interesting to be able to do maintenance in bulk manner. Okay, then of course for each of those elements we are able not only to upload the standard fields but also flexi fields, relations, and document archive linked to those. Okay, and again mention that we can always, for any of those elements, we are able to automate integrations between UBW and any other third-party software. Okay, so for example, if you need to do an integration between a CRM where you need to keep your customers sync with UBW, you can use MFL by generating a CSV file, which then will be picked up by MFL automatically and do the upload for everything, relations, flexi fields, and even document archive. Okay, so all functionality is also available using CSV file. Same for HR. Okay, from HR we have all these elements here. Okay, employee records, well, everything within the employee records. From position perspective, also we can upload everything, position register, position codes, all that stuff. Work order management, well, we can upload date type variants, work schedules, personal work schedules, from rewards, okay, from payroll. Basically, we have rates and value reference values, P&Ds, pay scales, pay steps, all that stuff. And from training admin as well, all the lists you have here, course codes, course IDs, and so on. Again, for all those elements, we can not only upload the standard fields, but also the document archive, relations, and flexi fields, and also use do this upload using CSV file for integration purpose. Okay. How does it work? Basically, it works based on web service. Okay, we have the communication between Gcon4 MFL and Business World is based on web service. We have developed our own web service, which is the one doing all the data validation. Whatever validation that you have on a standard screen of UBW, you will have that exact validation in our web service. So there is no problem in terms of data integrity and all that stuff because we have exactly the same validation that UBW provides. Here, just to show you some worldwide customers, okay? Even though it's quite a new product, we have quite a few customers worldwide, okay? You can see even from Australia, US, Europe, UK, okay? In terms of UK, so in terms of UK here, you can see all customers that we have in UK currently. Even we have Unit4 is using MFL worldwide. Actually, just to mention that Unit4 did their internal rollout worldwide using Gcon4 MFL. Okay, so then in terms of UK customers, as you know, we work very closely with Enbridge, so they support us on selling all these accounts, and we have some good customer success story that you can see on the right hand. Okay, from Places for People. Very kindly, they put some notes here, and also from Customer Research. Okay, so I don't want to extend anymore. So let's get started with the interesting part, which John will help me to do.
Thank you, Albert. Let's get started with the demonstration itself, okay? And when you finalize installing the tool, okay, you will see the tool looks something very similar to what I am showing you now, okay? As Albert just mentioned, we will need to connect to a URL, to a web service, this URL in my case, indicating user, a client, and a password. First time we will connect to our database, second time we refresh the connection we have done. Basically, at this point of time is where the tool gets all the setup we have previously done in the system regarding flexi fields, relations, etc. Once we are connected, we are able to start generating those Excel sheets to give to the end user, to pop up, to populate them. Okay, so when we first enter to this screen, we see all the list of master files available we have in Gcon4 MFL currently. Okay, so if I go to choose any of them, if I choose course, okay, the information I have below, of course, will be course related information with whichever tabs correspond to courses. If I choose project, of course, I will have project related information separated in different tabs. If I choose supplier, will be supplier related information. As you will see here, we indicate which are the accesses or the permissions this user, in this case, the user I'm using, MFL, okay, contains for each specific master file. So in this case is create, update, and read. These are the accesses I have. Where is this given is in here, okay? So if I go to the web services part in the role user base access, within the MFL services, I will have all my master files, and I will be able to say which permissions I give to each of those master files, meaning that I can give the tool, the Gcon4 MFL, to all the users I am interested in, okay? And to those specific regarding, let's say, finance department, I will give only master files corresponding to finance, let's say asset, let's say exchange rates, etc., but not all the rest. And of course, for each of those master files, we will be able to say if this person is able to create new assets, in this case, to read or in this case retrieve information. We will show you later how we can extract information from UBW using Gcon4 MFL. So this read in this case for us is like retrieve information, okay? And whether this person is able to update or not information in this master file, okay? As we don't do deletes, we using Gcon4 MFL, this last permission on UBW standard is not used for us. So that's why I'm saying that any of those master files will have the corresponding accesses, and each of those users will do only the things we have allowed them to do within the tool, okay? So basically the idea is to choose which is the master file you want to work with, okay, and go selecting which are the fields you want to include in your Excel sheet. Some of them will come automatically checked because are mandatory, okay, and the others is the user, the one selecting whether he or she wants to include them in the Excel sheet. If he or she wants to include them all, just click here, and exactly the same with all the tabs we have regarding suppliers. Okay, in this case, as we need an address to create a new supplier, we will need this tab always. Of course, with the same with the relations, the same with document archive, and those three tabs correspond to three flexi groups I have set up in my database. Okay, if I go to my database and I see my first supplier, okay, in the flexi tab, okay, I have three flexi groups. First one is called MFL FF. Second one is called MFL Table FF, okay, which is a table format flexi group in this case. And the third one is MFL Mix, which contains a mandatory field and a read-only field, okay. This means that those three flexi groups are represented with three different tabs here, and I will be able to say which of those fields I want to include in my Excel sheet and which ones I don't want. Okay, so basically the idea is that the user and the admin of the Gcon4 MFL will come here to create the Excel sheet for the end user to complete. Okay. Once the selection is done, he or she will have down here three more options. First one is to protect or not the workbook we are creating. Basically, this means that our workbook will be protected if we click in Protect Workbook, and the user won't be able to change any column or row structure if they don't know the password. Of course, if they know the password, it's only a matter of putting the correct password, and that's all. Okay. With this option, we will be able to add 5 sample rows. Okay. For the user to know which kind of data UBW is requesting for each of those fields. Okay. And this third tab is to create an extra tab for this master file in where we will hold all the attribute values that already exist in the database, and of course those values will be the ones that we are checking when we do our online validations in the Excel sheet itself. You will see how we work with this. Okay, so once we are okay with the selection, we just press generate, okay, and we say, okay, this is my suppliers webinar. Let's see. Okay, webinar. At this point of time is when Gcon4 MFL starts reading all the selections we have done within our tabs, all the selections we have done, and is creating the Excel sheet. Just for you to know that we have an option here to generate a PDF in where we provide the end user a full list of the fields we are selecting, with the type of field, with the length of field, etc., so that the user knows which kind of data Gcon4 MFL, or in this case Unit4 Business World, is asking for. Okay, so once the process is finished, we just click in Open our Excel sheet, and we will see how our Excel sheet has been created, okay, with the 5 sample rows we set previously to work with, okay, with supplier ID 1 to supplier ID 5, with whichever tabs we selected previously. Okay, so how this Excel sheet is structured? First, we will see the default values of this Excel sheet. Okay, for the fields like this supplier ID, in where we cannot put default values, this will come in red color, and no default values will be allowed by Gcon4 MFL. For all the rest of values, okay, we will be able to put default values in the fields we are interested on. Okay. The second row will tell us whether this field is mandatory, which will come in blue color, whether the field is optional, which will come in gray color, or whether it's mandatory or optional, depending on what are we doing. If we are doing an insert of data, for example, if we are inserting a new supplier, the supplier name will be something mandatory. But if we are doing an update of any other field, the supplier name is not something that is mandatory. So that's why we make it very easy for the user to know whether could be mandatory or optional, depending whether they are doing an insert or an update. Okay, those optional fields, those optional columns, if the user has the Excel sheet not password protected, or the user knows the password, okay, he or she will be able to delete the columns, okay, and this means that those columns won't be uploaded, but this Excel sheet will exactly the same, will work, okay, will work correctly, and will be able to upload the information into UBW, okay. And this third field will contain the field itself we are uploading. Okay, in this case, the supplier ID. We put some small tips for the user to know that this is the upper ID in the database. For example, for the supplier name, we say that the maximum length is going to be 255, etc., etc. And for those fields that we see that are coming in blue color and there is a link here, we will be able to click here. If I click supplier group, okay, I come to the accepted values tab, the one during the design phase we say to create, okay, and we will have here all the supplier groups that Unit4 Business World will allow me to inform, which are the ones that I previously have set up in my database, of course. Okay, so for example, I see that 07 or 10 are valid values. Okay, so what will happen in my Excel sheet if I put a supplier group that is 07? It will come green color. Okay, if I put the supplier group 10, exactly the same. But if I put something that doesn't really exist in the attribute values tab, in the accepted values tab, it will tell me that it's not valid. Same with any number that is not in the list. Okay, so that the user that is filling this Excel sheet knows exactly whether they are putting a right or wrong value in this field. Okay, exactly the same with all the fields that are actually a predefined list of attribute values in our system. The same with country code. If I click here, I will have all the country codes that are in my system. And of course, if I put here something like, let's say Great Britain, of course it's good. But if I put something like ZZ or XX that doesn't exist, of course, as a country, it will come red. So we make it very easy for the user to fill up the Excel sheet, and this is able with all the fields that have a link in it. So the idea basically is that the end user will populate the Excel sheet tab by tab, populating or putting whatever information he or she needs to upload into UBW. Okay? So once we are at this phase, the only thing we need to do is go back to Gcon4 MFL and try to upload the information. Okay, I cannot upload this Excel sheet because of the supplier IDs. Okay, I have some new supplier IDs in here, which my system will allow to upload. Okay, the rest of the Excel sheet is something very, very similar, with some addresses, with some relations, with some document archive. Okay, we will put some document archive in the supplier we are creating, and with some flexi field information in where, for example, for the supplier ID, I can say that this is webinar 11, let's say. Okay, so if I press save in here, I go back to Gcon4 MFL and I press load. I'm gonna select which Excel sheet I am trying to upload. I just press open, and it's at this point of time where our web service starts working and checking whether there were errors in the Excel sheet I am trying to upload, or there are no errors. If errors are done in the Excel sheet, we make it quite easy for the user to know what has happened during the upload process. If everything went okay, just is a matter of waiting until the process finishes, and we will be prompted by a message saying that everything went okay. So this refreshes all the values I have. In this case, 5 rows has been successfully uploaded. And if I go back to my UBW to see what happened with my first supplier, okay, user MFL just now has uploaded the information of this supplier with whichever information this supplier contained in my Excel sheet, okay, with whichever information we had in the flexi fields, okay, with the webinar 11 we have put here, okay, and also whatever document archive we had, okay, in this case is a beef, kissing a fish, okay. Of course, any Word document, any Excel document, any document that UBW will allow us to upload will Gcon4 MFL will be able to upload those. Okay. So this is how we upload information into UBW. What happens when we have some errors in the Excel sheet? Okay, something that is very common, that for whatever reasons our users do some mistakes and they place, let's say, some wrong relation values for some of the suppliers we are trying to upload. Okay. What we do is try to make life of users a bit easier, okay, than in the past, and to extract the errors in a way that the user knows exactly what happened. Okay, so meaning that, for example, for this ABC 597, okay, the GL template and product group relations has a mistake. So this is telling me that ABC 597 in the sheet relation, in this one, there is an invalid relation value, which is XXX, which is this one, of course, okay, for the related attribute product group or GL template, which are those two. And for example, for the ABC 596 in the sheet relation, there is another invalid value for this work order, which is this one. Okay. So basically, we consider when it comes to data migration, this would help a lot, saving many time. Okay. The second part of the demonstration will show you how data maintenance with the system, within the system, can be done much easier using the tool we are showing. Okay, we are gonna show you some examples, and we will do one of them in real life using Gcon4 MFL. Some examples in where we want to illustrate how daily tasks that most of you will need to do, not sure daily, but probably weekly, can be done easily with the tool. Okay, so basically, the first scenario is our procurement department. Our company has more than 100,000 suppliers in the system, and the users on purchasing are complaining because they have extremely long supplier list when they do requisitions or purchase orders, and they need to go through all the tabs to find whichever supplier they want to purchase from. Okay. A standard solution is go supplier by supplier, closing the status of all those suppliers. Okay, with Gcon4 MFL, what we suggest is choose supplier master file, use this area we have here, which is kind of a small browser, we call it. Okay, and just say which suppliers you want to extract. This is the filtering we want to include in the extraction we are doing. Okay, and this will bring us automatically all the suppliers that fits with this criteria. We just close them all in the Excel sheet, and it's much easier to do it in the Excel sheet than doing one by one in Unit4 Business World, because this list could be hundreds or even thousands of suppliers. Okay. Another scenario is that when we have, let's say, 5,000 users in the system, we have a password policy has changed, and we need to reset the passwords of all these users. Okay. The standard solution, we need to go one by one, changing the password. With Gcon4 MFL, what we do is extract all the users in this case. Okay, we have all the users in our Excel sheet, and we go changing all them in one single column, which is much easier. We just upload back this Excel sheet, and all the password will be changed. Okay. Another scenario for super users. Our company has many different roles defined in the system, and due to some structural changes in the company affecting the workflow approvals, which is quite common usually, user has to change the members that belong to each role and the clients to where the roles have accesses. Okay, which is the standard solution. You usually need to come to the role itself, add here whichever new companies, then you need to go members, add or remove the members that you want, etc., etc. It's quite manual. what we suggest is use Gcon4 MFL and select the master file role, let's say, okay? Extract those roles you want to amend. In this case, let's say we want to amend all which are in client EN. We also want to copy them to client NO. So we extract those roles into Excel sheet, we do copy paste, and we just change the client in the Excel sheet, which is much easier. Okay. Another scenario: our company has many clients in the system, and due to a new acquisition, our user has to copy information of resources, project, work orders, or whichever master file we want from this source company to the new company. Okay. There is a standard solution for this, and probably you all know this menu we have available in Unit4 Business World, which may contain some limitations. Okay, what we suggest is go master file by master file, selecting which are the projects in this case you want to copy to the new client. Okay, in this case those projects which the currency is GBP. Okay, we extract all those projects, we do whatever amendments in the Excel sheet, which normally is much easier because we can do it in a bulk manner. Okay, and then go to the new company in Gcon4 MFL and just upload the information. So we just need to connect to the new company and press load. Okay. Another scenario. Okay, our purchasing department has decided to alert the employees when an invoice is registered against a Syrian supplier due to the really unfortunate situation they have in Syria. Okay, so which would be the standard solution? Go supplier by supplier, saying in the message, well, this is bear in mind, this is a Syrian supplier, or whatever message we want to put here. Okay, with Gcon4 MFL, what we say is, okay, we can extract all those Syrian suppliers, okay, by selecting our supplier country code like Syria. Okay, we have whichever suppliers here, and in this field, in the invoice message, we change for all of them whatever message we want. Even we can put a different message for each of the suppliers in a very easy way. Okay. Another scenario, and this one we will do it in real life, is let's say in the project management. Okay, our company has many projects and work orders, and a resource that is a project manager leaves the company. User has to change the project managers in all the projects and all work orders where that the resource is responsible. Okay, this is a quite common thing that happens in most of companies. Okay. So the standard solution would be to go one by one, work order by work order, in this case, changing whoever is the project order manager, okay, one by one, of course. With Gcon4 MFL, what we say is, okay, just extract, okay, those work orders, which the work order ID is like whichever, and the project work order manager is like whichever, okay. So let's see first my system. I have some work orders that belongs to project 9500. Okay, so those are the work orders I have to attach to this project, and Ian Beck is the responsible, which is this resource number of these work orders. If I go to the first one, to this work order, here I see Ian, okay, as the responsible. So what we need to do is to change Ian to someone else. Okay, how to do it with Gcon4 MFL? We just go to generate. Okay, we select our master file work order, and here we will say, okay, please extract those which the work order manager is like, and in this case I'm gonna type his resource number. Okay. And just to do a more accurate filtering, I will say that please extract all work orders belonging to project 9500. Of course, Here I will choose which are the fields I am interested in, because in this case I'm interested in changing the work order manager. Okay, so I don't need to choose anything else in here, but of course if I am interested on changing something related to relations or to document archive or whichever, I will need to select whatever in those fields. In this case, I'm okay with this. I'm not gonna choose anything in here, and I just say generate. So those are, let's say, okay. Again, at this point of time, is creating the Excel sheet based on the criteria I have set here, and the results should be the same results I have in my browser in UBW. Okay, so if I go to open my Excel sheet, of course the work orders are exactly the same. Here is my work order manager, okay, which was Ian, and I will change this Ian to someone else. Okay, I know that, for example, this is another person in my system. I just click this guy. Of course, if this person wouldn't exist, this would be read out and the cell itself. Okay, and when I press save here, I am able to go back to Gcon4 MFL and load my updated Excel sheet. This will mean that, of course, all those well, this is a message I get because the auto-numbering, because we do take into account whichever auto-numbering you are using, you have set up previously. Okay. In this case, as I am putting here a work order that already exists in the system, the Gcon4 MFL knows this, okay, and is telling me that 12 rows were successfully validated and loaded. This means that, for example, work order 110104, which is, let's say, is this one. Okay, if I update, let's say I have here Fred, the one that is the next resource. Okay, and of course, this has been updated by Gcon4 MFL just now. Okay. Another scenario, okay, our project manager. Our company agrees with a customer that some work orders that were initially not billable will be now chargeable, okay? How to do it in a standard way? We need to go work order by work order, changing all those 4 fields in order to make this happen, okay? With Gcon4 MFL, we just say, okay, just extract whichever work orders you want with whatever invoice status you want, and just go and change them all in the Excel sheet, which is much quicker. Okay. Another scenario with project management. Our company works with very similar projects and work orders, and for more efficiency, wants to copy projects and create new ones, but with different project managers and invoicing information. Okay. There is an option to do this with the standard UBW. As you know, we can go to the project or to the work order and use this functionality, but this copies the project or the work order as it is. It doesn't allow any change. Okay. What we suggest is, using Gcon4 MFL, we have 2 options. Okay. First, use the copy tool in UBW and then update the values with Gcon4 MFL. Okay, which could be one option. Okay, the way we just saw in the real example. And the other one is extract the original project, the whole original project, without using the copy tool of UBW, okay, and work orders, and amend the values and insert the new project and work orders with the new ID, manual or using the auto-numbering. So whichever information we want to add or amend or delete, we are able to do it in the Excel sheet in a much easier way, okay. Another scenario in the project management, okay, our company works with timesheets and needs to add some connections to certain project work orders, okay, and the connection is based in the attribute Fresno and requires as well the income category, okay. The standard solution has 2 options, 2 different screens, the project connections or the resource connections, okay? And of course, we can copy paste from an Excel sheet to this screen. But what happens is that when we have attributes and those kind of drop-down list fields, okay, the copy paste from the Excel sheet doesn't really work, and we need to go manually keying in one by one all those fields from the drop-down, okay? So this is quite time-consuming if we need to do it manually. If we do it using Gcon4 MFL, we just need to say, okay, extract those who project is like whichever we want, and then go to change the project value, the income category, or whichever value we want in the Excel sheet. Okay. And the last one, the HR management scenario, is that something very common also when we change our organizational structure of the boards and wants to change the line manager of a large list of employees, someone that is line manager of a department or a process has gone or is moving to another department, etc., and all the resources that belong to this guy or this woman will need to be changed in the system. So standard solution is go one by one, resource by resource, changing usually the relation with this resource and saying this is gonna be someone else, okay? With Gcon4 MFL, what we say is, okay, extract all those personnel or resources that we are interested on, okay, by saying, please bring me all resources that has like a relation value, this value, okay? This will tell us all the resources who had someone as a responsible, and now we are able to change massively in the Excel sheet all those values to the new responsible all those guys have, okay? So this is regarding the data maintenance, some examples on how Gcon4 MFL can help us during our daily or weekly tasks we need to do. And finally, as Albert said, we will like to show you how we deal with connections between third-party tools and UBW, okay, using Gcon4 MFL. And basically what we do is we are able to read CSV files, okay? So whenever we find CSV files, we are able to use Gcon4 MFL to try to upload them. If everything goes okay, we just upload the information as you just saw. If something goes wrong, we are able to send an email to the responsibles saying what has happened and sending them the log file that Gcon4 MFL has created. For example, if we have those two CSV files, okay, which contain some supplier information with some errors that I did purposely for you to see it, okay, if I copy them to my data import folder, okay, we have a couple of intelligents, okay, that are looking for new files here. When they search for something here, they try to upload, and if there are errors, they will send the messages to the so our first intelligent is detecting new files, is a directory polling. We are trying to find something in the data import folder, something that has this format created after the last output. And as an output, we have here that we are launching the Gcon4 MFL, okay? So this is happening every minute, okay, starting 6 a.m. till 11 p.m. And if we go to the event history, okay, just now, something was encountered, and the first intelligent is trying to upload the information, okay? The second intelligent is that if there are errors, okay, with another directory polling, is searching in another path, okay, something that starts with MFL log, which is something that we create when there are errors, okay? And as an output, I am sending to myself, okay, in this case, to my email, an email that will tell me whichever I want. As you see here, I am receiving an email alert in here, okay? And of course, whatever I have set up here is what I am receiving here, okay? Basically, because this is also happening every minute, okay? So if I open this, I will see whatever I have previously set during the IntelliAgent, okay? Please review in this directory what happened with this file that has been created today, okay? Because there are some errors or whatever. And of course, we are able to attach the log file saying exactly what happened. In this case, I am having an error, okay, in the supplier group ID because this supplier group doesn't exist. This is the error I did. Okay. So this was what I had prepared for you to see.
Hello, and thank you, Jon and Albert, for that really good session. I'm hoping that you all found that really interesting. I'm going to move to the Q&A session. So perhaps using your chat button again, you could actually send over some questions to us. Throughout that session, I believe we do have a number of questions, one of which I think we've already answered previously, but let's move to the Q&A session. If you could pop in the chat session your questions, please. We did have a question earlier, which was to do with conditional formatting appearing in which update of the Gcon4. That's actually been available since version 4.1, but obviously there is a 4.2 available. Let's move to the questions. I believe Albert and Jon, you can see the questions. So let's take the first one. How work documents archive are uploaded?
What we do is rely on the standard UBW tools, and what we do is see which is the document type you have set up in the system, okay, and based on the indexes you may have created, check all those fields or indexes you have and upload it. But we use the way the standard UBW. That's the way that UBW does it. I'm not sure if this.
Yeah.
Is
There is no difference between, for us, there is no difference between the uploading of any flexi field or standard field, but and document archive. You just need to specify, which is your element document type, okay, and also the path of the file itself, okay. So then MFL will pick up that file from that path and do the upload using the web service that we design, okay. So is it clear?
Okay, I think that sort of answers that question. We've got quite a few comments here. Can you update master files that are closed?
That are closed, status closed. I haven't tried, to be honest, but I would say we are able to. What we are not able to do is update things that are closed in the system. Actually, we are working with like UBW. So if a project is closed, we won't be able to upload anything in this particular project.
Okay.
Well, it seems that Rachel already tested and it works. So thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. We do have a comment. Very good product. We are already using it and found the support very responsive and helpful. So that's a nice comment. Got another question here. Is the email alert tool only available for MFL files that have failed, or for any processes?
Well, we can do it available for any processes. Usually when we want to be alerted is when something wrong happens, but actually could be done exactly the same way when the shows you that everything went okay and was successfully uploaded. Of course, you can set up the same IntelliAgent, but taking this successful log into account and be sent to your email. Yeah.
Okay. There is a question about future functionality. Is the plan to have absences in version 5? And is this likely to be released at the end of this year? Just another quick question for you.
Okay. Version 5, unfortunately, we had to delay the launch of version 5, okay? because, well, basically we are working with Unit4, okay, for for them to start using the product and all that. So we are closely working with them on this sense, okay. So due to that, we had to delay the launch of Milestone 5, okay, and that's planned for early next year now, okay. So, and the absence, yes, I think absence is the list of the roadmap together also with the purchase order, uploading, and all that, okay?
Okay, thank you there. And then one final question by the looks of it. Is there data validation on all the fields in Excel spreadsheet which is uploaded, e.g. for a supplier upload? Would you know when filling in the supplier ID if the supplier ID is invalid?
No. We wouldn't be able to do this in the Excel sheet because actually you could have set up auto numbering or something that we wouldn't be able to know that. No.
Yeah, we only provide validation on attribute values, okay, because those are attribute values that are in the system already. But of course, not for, I mean, if you are uploading suppliers, not for the supplier itself, but yes, for supplier group or other attributes related to suppliers.
Okay, we do have another couple of questions. How work journals posting? That's the next question.
Okay, when it comes to journals, we do allow them to post through Gcon4 MFL, and basically what we do is rely on GL07, the same Excel sheet you have seen for the master files, okay? We do something very similar for transactions, okay? And what we do is like a two-step validation. The first step validation is our own validations, which Gcon4 MFL validates the account rules, the type of account, if the transaction is balanced. All the most common errors are checked in Gcon4 MFL, and we send very nice error messages the way you have seen, okay? If those validations go through and nothing is encountered on those validations, we launch GL07, okay? We send all the information through the batch input and we launch GL07. And GL07 is able to post the transaction if everything goes fine. And if something goes wrong, of course, you get the error of the GL07 itself. And when we launch the GL07, in the log of the Gcon4 MFL, it tells you which number, report number has been launched so that the user can see it quite clearly.
Okay, I hope that answers your question there. And then we've got one final question. Can the web services be load balanced using a hardware load balancer?
Well, the web service is a web service that you include in the management console, same as other web services available in UBW standard, okay? So if you can do that with any web service, a standard web service of UBW, you should be able to do that with our web service because there is no difference. I'm not sure if I understand what are you trying to say, but I hope that answers the question.
I think that covers it for the time being, but we can certainly pick that up offline should that need to be discussed in further detail. Now, looking at that, I believe we have covered all of the questions, but please do drop us an email after the webinar if you have further questions or you would like a one-to-one demo. We're certainly happy to provide further information on the solution in terms of pricing and also areas where you are looking to actually improve your day-to-day maintenance of the Unit4 solution. We do try and improve all of our webinars in terms of content, in terms of interest and also product functionality. So if there's any feedback that you can provide to us, we're really grateful so that we can take these forward and really make them very useful to you. So I want to say thank you for joining us and also to say thank you to Jon and Albert for that absolutely brilliant demonstration, and I hope everybody found it super useful. If we've got no further questions, just to say thank you, Albert. Thank you, Jon.
Thank you.
And I'll end the session very shortly, unless there's anything else that people want to bring forward on the chat. But really, everybody's sort of coming through saying super useful, looks a great solution. Thank you for the presentation. Great. So yeah, very positive feedback there. So thank you very much to all the attendees. Thank you to our guests for taking their time out to do the demonstration. Please do complete the Survey Monkey. Join us for our next webinar. It's a new partner that is joining us. That will take place later on this month. We'll be sending out the email campaign fairly shortly. And again, join us at the Unit4 conference. We're going to have Gcon4 presenting some taster sessions, so that if you do have any questions, come along to the stand. Albert, Jon will be available to go through any questions on a face-to-face basis. So thank you very much for joining us, and I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.